guys and girls and children of many, many ages. It's Jokester here. Hey! I am bringing you another episode of Project Ozone 2. We are on our 6th episode. Yay! We have no Astro Code. He's nowhere to be found. Unfortunately, we're recording alone today, so that's okay. That's okay. You can see we have some cows down there, and I'm standing on this big structure. What is this structure? Well, I've lit it up on top, just so we don't spawn any mobs. And let's head on down here, and we will take a look. Let's get rid of my little stepping stone, and we have created... Watch this, watch this, watch this. We've created a mob farm. Yeah, it's kind of the proverbial dark room here. Come on over to me. Thank you. Let's try to get over there. Good. And we are going to start collecting some mob loot. So let's get on down here, and I'll show you how we're going to set this up. So, all right, so the mobs spawn in there, and you can see there's there's X's in there. But back here, can we see in there? Yeah, just a little bit. You can see a little bit of X's in there, and the mobs will spawn on both sides. 2 wings for right now. I mean, I could have a 3 and 4. I don't think we need that much, but I'm going to put these iron spikes down, and so this will allow us to get the mobs on top of here, and they will take damage just like that. Ooh, that almost killed me. So yeah, you got to be very careful with those. They do quite a bit of damage. I'm gonna have to grab some more food, and I've got a whole inventory of stuff because I've been working towards lots of good stuff. And so I want to put these in here just so we have a nice pretty viewing window. So kind of cool, we can see in there. And now you see those yellow X's have turned to red X's, which is really cool. That shows that it's all dark in there, and you won't see any on top of the spikes. And so if we're a ways away, then the mobs will spawn, die, and all the loot will collect there. Well, we've got a transfer node here, and I want to put a transfer node right there, and maybe I'll put a chest down, nice big chest, because we're going to hopefully have lots of mob drops, and that'll feed into there. And in order to collect stuff from the world, I have to put this world interaction upgrade in there, and so that will now collect all the mob drops and dump them into here. Now what I was thinking is we'll wait for some things to get in there to kind of fine tune and tweak this, but what I was thinking is oh, keys are off. My hands were off one key. So I was going to put that down, and then I made one of these compactors. Compactors are pretty easy, just 4 pistons, a crafting table, and 4 redstone. And it does require a little RF. So we're going to place this guy right here, and that'll feed it in there. And I've also created a filter. Now we'll put the filter on in there in a bit once we start seeing stuff that comes in. But primarily I want to use the loot bags. So maybe I'll just grab... I'll grab some, where's my, there it is. I'll grab these guys for right now. I'll grab one of those, and let's grab an uncommon as well, because those are going to be the first ones we probably get, just by the law of averages. So what we do with this filter then is we come over here, and we right-click it, and we can say common loot bag goes in here, and an uncommon loot bag goes in there, and then we can place that in here, and that will, or is it in here? I always forget. I think it's in here. This is where the inventory item goes. Yeah, so it goes in here. So the filter then will filter out just those guys, and they'll go into here. And I want them compacting. But the first thing I need to do is, where's my generator? And we're going to need some coal. Back, we'll just set that right there. Sure, sounds good. So that's generating it. These guys shouldn't take a ton of power, but I want to do 2x2 recipes, and that's it. Only 2x2 recipes. We can say recursive compacting. Sure, absolutely. That would be wonderful. That'll build our way all the way up, but it's only going to go up to that 3rd level. So once we have some of those in, it'll compact them to 2x2. It'll turn them in the next tier, and all good. So we just have to now wait for some of those mobs to come in, and the rest of this will fill up with things like rotten flesh and Minicio and all the other goodness that comes from it. So between the last episode, I made a titanium sword. So that's pretty cool. It's just this titanium and a stick, any old stick. It's the same stuff as this, that we made our armor last episode. So it does 10.5 damage. The previous one, the osmium sword, only did 9. So we're due just a little bit better. I kill creepers in two steps now. This one is, so taking a look at the cows, we've got a whole bunch of cows now that have spawned, and so I have some molten brass cow. Let's see if they're going to attack me. Nope, we're good. Some molten carbon, creosote oil. You see that guy is almost dead. Light brine, biofuel, hot crude, and back to molten brass. So nothing special. I mean, creosote oil would be kind of nice. I've already milked him a couple of times and grabbed a couple of buckets just in case. Molten copper would be kind of cool, but frankly, we got a lot of copper right now. We're not doing horrible, but could be interesting. We could milk him and feed him into our smelter and pour it out. That might be interesting. Sewage, nothing. Light brine. Let's take a look at that. So, light brine. Is that going to be it? No. Light brine dimlet. How about we just do brine? So, brine bucket from mechanism. I don't know what the light brine gives us, though. That was, yeah, odd. So, anyway, let's see. So this is, obviously, that's how you would make it. And then the uses of it. Yeah, that's about it. So we know that the brine then is used for the saline production, and you create saline, then you create brine out of that, and then you create lithium. If you watched my FTB Unstable series, then you will know that that's in heavy production over there. So yeah, I probably want to automate this. I'd like to get some extra soul sand. But what else I did, just really quick, is I cleaned this up like I said I would. So we've got this is the cobble, right? So we've got a cobble gen here feeding up into here, and that feeds down into 2 of these. I actually doubled the production of lava because I needed a lot, right? So that feeds down in there, and then this guy isn't doing anything, but I can't really get rid of him with the wrench. It doesn't ever disable, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt anything. And I pull the lava out of here, and I come over here into this tank, and this tank then feeds the smelter. You can see right back there, and it also feeds this stone barrel. Underneath the stone barrel, here I can remove this, and you can see then there is a transfer node in here. Just nothing special. Doesn't need a world interaction upgrade or anything. And that pulls out obsidian, and I feed it over here, and I dump it into this oak drawer, and I now have 2,048 obsidian. So way more than we'll need probably ever, but it's kind of a cool way to create it. And I just let this run for a few hours, and of course doubled my production and got another yellowite block down there to make sure it's nice and fast. So now we're good to go. Up here is where I just dump all my stuff to be smelted, right? And this is all cleared out. So that's about it. That's all I've really done. So I did kind of dismantle this because I want to do some other production now. We do have the magmatic dynamo, right? And now we've got a lot of lava over there that we can start generating power. And I want to take this guy here. Where'd it go? Oh, it went into here, which of course went up into here. And I've cleaned out all of this. I turn them all into ores, and you can see that I have now a ton of blocks of iron. I have quite a few copper blocks, and I think that's all I had to do in blocks, to free up space in here. But this is that titanium that I made my armor and my sword out of. So we're really good on materials, but I want to do something about that. I want to sort of automate this a little bit better. And we're still not doing the best on other things. So if we look at redstone, I've got 28 blocks. That's nowhere near enough to be sustaining. So we got to get that coming in regularly. The lapis, yeah, I've got some there, I've got some here. That's going to need to be a lot more. Gold, it's not too bad. I got 27 in there, and 3 stacks here plus a little bit more, so roughly 3.5 stacks, a little bit more than 3.5 stacks, but that's not anything special. So So what I'd like to do is I'd like to come off of here instead of coming off here. But this might not be bad, actually. And I think I showed you this right at the end of the last episode. We're pretty much out of time, but if I put that right there, then it generates electricity. I can rotate this with our wrench, and I can face it right here, and then I can do something as simple as that, and that actually fills that up. And of course it uses lava, generates power, and there hello? What just happened? That was very odd. How come it disappeared and then stopped taking it? Did it like try to run once and then use up every last bit of energy? It shouldn't be, because this guy generates 160 RF. I think it's a visual bug. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. I think this is all full. So let's give it a try. So we'll grab a stack of... That was weird. Oh, I know what it did. It filled up one of these, and then that was the resulting. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to do this really quick. I showed you this last episode, but I'll show you again. And we'll grab those and grab 7 compressed cobblestone. And we will go out here. Sure, looks good. And there. Then we'll take our hammer, break that down, and now we have 7 compressed gravel, which of course we won't be able to use in here. There's a mod called X-Compressium, and it would allow you to sift things in a special sieve, but we don't have that. So we will start that. Yeah, there we go. Much better. So that starts working, and it automatically sifts it and sucks it into there. Pretty cool. Now we're going to have to start building an assembly line. I'm thinking that we're going to have multiple ones of these. We want to start sieving gravel because we get things like emerald and coal and diamonds, especially. The flint we don't care about. At this point I'm kind of ready to start avoiding them. I've been throwing away a lot of it because we get a lot of flint. But we want to do gravel, we want to do sand, and we want to do dust, just like we did in there before. Let me get these guys because they're important enough that it's worthy of stopping for a second. 86, there's a mature. Plant that, there's a mature. These were all at 86 when I first logged on about 15-20 minutes ago. Just enough time to build that mob farm over there. Ooh, let's go check it out. Let's see if we have anything in there. Gosh, it looks lit up from here, huh? Anything? Oh, yeah. Now, that's interesting. How come we are not sucking through the glass here? Interesting. That's supposed to work. Let's move it up just one. See if that makes a difference. And there it is. Yeah. Put that in there. Yeah, it's not pulling anything and nothing's in here. Odd, odd, odd. That's supposed to work through glass. Let me see what kind of other glass we have. I know we have a ton here, but I really want the dark glass, right, from extra utilities. And this is an extra utilities node, so they're supposed to work together. They have always worked in every other 1.7 pack. Now there's dark ethereal glass, which I don't, yeah, that uses the unstable ingot. I don't think we have to do the reinforced glass. I mean, we could always make that and try. Yeah, let's go ahead and try that. Do that, and we'll leave those guys right there as a test. They shouldn't, oh, come on, they shouldn't despawn in the time that I get over here. At least I hope not. Oh, gotta go grab the obsidian. I'm gonna have to grab some food too because I'm gonna be hungry. And a stack of that. Did I grab a stack? Yeah. Okay, let's first thing I want to grab some food here. Yeah, let's do this. This inventory's starting to fill up, but not horrible. There's the two types of people: those who like a clean inventory and it bothers them when they don't have a clean inventory, and those who it just troubles them so just to have to even do inventory management. And yeah, I think you can tell which one I am. Okay, oh yeah, dark ethereal glass, the reinforced kind. Let's try that. And we get 12 of them. Just don't quite have enough, but I think we only need 12. I think it's a 3 by 3. No, actually it might be 9. Oh good, it's even working now. So let's add these guys, which I don't think is going to make a difference, but we'll see. I'm really disappointed. That's always worked in the past. And where's my transfer node? Right there. And let's go ahead and add it back down. Oh, that seemed to have sucked one up. But it did not. It just must have despawned. Okay, well that is now going to be something that changes my plan. Changes my plan, because I want all those good mob drops. It's really unfortunate. I'll probably just have to put a vacuum hopper here. I wonder if... Come on. How about... I don't know if I can get behind there. Yeah, I can. Will that work? That obviously picked that up. Extra utilities. I don't think there's... I mean, there's a speed upgrade. Pseudo round robin, depth first. Stack upgrade. I shouldn't need that. Ender, transmitter, receiver. Yeah, these are all just search. There's no, like, you know, range upgrade. I don't think I need a speed upgrade. That won't help. So yeah, I wonder if that's disabled in this pack. I'll have to take a look and yeah, I'll work on it. I'll work on it. But in the meantime, I do want those bags. There's only a few left that haven't... It takes longer too. Okay, jump in there. Oh, let's get in here. There we go. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. And they're probably not going to be able to get out of here, but just in case, I'll throw some of these back down. Yeah, we'll put a vacuum hopper. Those are pretty easy to make, and it's unfortunate. I thought we were going to have a really slick, cool way of doing that, but that's all right. Oh, another thing that was pretty funny is I came out here, and there were probably 20 zombie pigmen. And as soon as I walked outside, they were so hostile. It was pretty funny. So, yeah, it's all right. And I won't need that. Okay, cool. And I have been collecting these, and I've been upgrading them manually, but that's what that compactor does. And it'll take care of it for us. So let me just clean these guys out. I made a stack of conveyor belts. That's how many I had left. So I used 48 of them for that structure. So in case you were, you know, following along, replicating, wanted to kind of do something, I went 7 out times 3 rows inside times 2. Blood moon. So that's how many used. Okay. Next thing we want to do is we want to go over here and check on this, and that's going to be working. Yep, good. We're keeping up with power, no problem. Not a problem at all. Seems to be fine. A lot of visual bugs in here. It's odd that it's just holding right there. Right? This guy's flickering incessantly. Okay, so doing good. Doing real good. So we're going to make a, we're going to need to do something about power. And for the power aspect, come on, let me in. There we go. I got a couple different ways to go. So I've been looking at this. So there's the thermodynamics pipes, right? And so there's the flux ducts, and that transfers 2,000 RF per tick. We're making 160, so that might be pretty easy to do. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a little bit of lead and a whole bunch of redstone, though. So that's the downside, is we're still not great on redstone, but we have enough to make quite a few. So that's one option. Then, of course, there's the Ender IO conduits, which, you know, is always our go-to. And those are pretty inexpensive, but it does require us to have an alloy smelter and or an induction smelter, right? So we can do either one. So either way, I mean, thermal expansion is pretty cool. We don't have that in 110, and so that's a lot of fun to play with. But it does require creating these special ingots. Now, that's not hard. The other one is the mechanism ones, and those mechanism ones are also kind of cool. Basic universal cable, it does 32,000 RF per tick. G-O-P much. So, so it's not too bad. It's just some steel. Now, steel might seem tough right now, and typically what we do is we'd use a metallurgical infuser. Let me find it up here if I can find it real quick. Yeah, right there, metallurgical infuser. We create that. We dump some coal in there with some iron and run it through twice, and it makes a steel. But we have a better way, or I should say an early game way. So if we were to make, let's say, I don't know, a stack of those, and then we go in here and we make this. And let's just do all of these. All right. So we're going to make all of those. And these are chain leggings, in case you didn't know. And we were to go over here. And we were to put these in here. Yeah, that's all of them. And in the meantime, I can't really get rid of the cobble there because that's always full. So let's throw some. I got a lot of cobble in here too. All right. It's going away. And my obsidian, of course, I will keep in. Actually, you know what? I thought I had some in here. I do. Let's do that. Yeah, it's good enough. We'll throw this iron back in here. We'll throw the dark glass in here. And I am full in that chest. I'm going to have to upgrade that. In fact, let's do that right now. I'm kind of 5, 6, 7, 8. And a piece of iron. I'm kind of wasting time while that's working out there. So there we go. And let's apply that to here. Now I can throw those guys in there. And iron bars are always good for crafting. And lastly, there. See how easy that was to get that out? Now that should be working fine, and I'll go ahead and turn this off. Yeah, see how long it takes? That's why I was wasting time. So what else do we need for those pipes? Let's see here. That's redstone, and we do have redstone in here, so that'll be no problem. Once we get our fingers from twiddling, we can, come on guys, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So the problem with this is that that works really well, but we'll also want some item conduits. Now, they've got the item conduits, which I believe is the, let's see, those are pressurized, basic logistical transporter. All right, so that's all really cool, and it's fairly inexpensive as well, but we do need these basic control circuits, and that needs that metallurgical infuser. Now, that's a pretty inexpensive device to make, and we might actually get to it very soon and do that. The problem, though, is that once we get there, it does require that, but it also requires one of these configurators, and that requires a couple of extra things. Now, that's not so hard. This is made in the metallurgical infuser as well. And so, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Just 2 of those, 2 more of those, and it's not bad. And that's how you actually have to use those pipes. You have to have that configurator. Otherwise, you can't configure them at all from input and output, and they don't normally just extract automatically. So, all right, so right there, molten steel. So let's turn this guy on, and now it will start pouring that out. It will melt. And we now have a whole bunch of steel ingots. Let's wait for those to kind of come out. Now let's make sure we're an even number. Good enough. 12. Perfect. And let's go to our cable, basic universal cable, and we'll grab 2 of those. Looks good. And so now what we can do is we can go over here, and I'm pretty sure this is going to, yeah, that'll probably lose everything, but you know what, we've got the inventory, so let's go ahead and, yeah, I lost everything. That's okay. So now if I bring that out, oops, not there. And the other downside to these cables is that without that wrench, it takes a bit of time to break those. It's not horrible, but so now you can see that energy is actually flowing through there, and I could make a whole line here and power up a whole bunch of things just by putting that there, right? And as we know, when this turns off, it means it's completely full. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. So now I can set up a bank of these guys. I'll probably make some more of this iron pipe. The iron pipe's pretty easy to make, and I'll probably feed a bank of these, and we'll set up some auto crafting, or I mean some of these auto sifting. So give me a moment to get some things together, and we'll continue on with that. All right, just need a little bit extra. Let's grab a few of these. Yeah, we might use them in the future. They're really handy, really easy to make. I like it. So I did have 1 extra. I kind of want to bring these out just a little bit further. Let's give us a little bit of room here. So maybe what we'll do is we will kind of have a row here. That's what I think I want to do. I want to have a row that we can expand on. Take these down. All right, grab those. And yeah, let's come out a little bit further here. And do I want to do it back here? No, I think I want to come out here. So what I'll probably do is, I do like having them on the side. So I'm going to put both of these, oh, they don't stack because they have different NBT data. So let's start from this end. No. Yeah, let's start from right here. And then, it's there. It just doesn't show it. Good times, good times. So let's do that, let's do that, and then we are going to run our energy pipes along here, and then we're going to come off here, and that way I can just keep expanding my power that way. So I'm going to come off of here with probably, I'm going to want to have a cobble gen feeding in here. And so I'll probably have to work on this several different ways, but I want to show you how this is going to work right off the bat. So we'll do that, and we don't have any conduits yet. So, but the theory is that those guys will then output, and we can pull it out from the bottom, which is probably what we'll do. And they won't pull from the side, and those guys are going to need power. So we'll probably rearrange this and run power underneath. Boy, those Ender IO conduits are looking more and more enticing because I can run them in the same block. But ultimately, the concept here is that I've got all this compressed stuff. I compressed 3 stacks of stuff down, so that gives me a whole bunch. And you can see that will start working for dust. And then we want to do compressed sand, which is here. And oops, I was already in there. And we'll throw sand in here. And then lastly is, get this right eventually one of these days. And then lastly is we want to throw sand in there. There we go. So that's going to be now creating this, and then we will suck all the, it'll be sifting these, and it'll be doing all this. Then we'll send them over here into the pattern, and we'll keep this as a try 2x2, which then it goes to a 3x3, and that's it. And so it'll compress all this stuff here, and then we can have other machines that start smelting, that start storing. Right, we'll have some compacting drawers and whatnot. So that's a good start. I'll have to think about how I want to lay this out most logically, but we've got a lot of resources, and now we're generating a ton of power. These guys will always be full, and be able to just crank through the stuff. I could set up hoppers on top, but like I said, I think I want to start feeding this over and just have 3 different runs here. So, okay, guys, well, that's about all the time we have for right now, and let's just throw that out, and there we go. So I can look you guys in my face to your face. So, guys, I enjoyed this episode. It was fairly productive. Hopefully you guys as well did. If you liked it, leave a like right down there. If you're new to the series, I'd appreciate a subscribe. Helps me build my channel and keep bringing great content. So in the meantime, I will talk to you guys later and see you in the next one. Bye!